Hey guys, we should be live. Shout out to Billy. Billy owns a Lego store in Bowling Green. It's called Refresh Toys. We'll give him a shout out here. Refresh Toys in Bowling Green, Ohio. Let's thank you for the $10. Refresh Toys. This is his website. He will buy. He's open from 7 to 11. This is phone number, which is not doxing him because it's an advertisement, right? And he will buy Legos, not consign. This is a very big difference. He'll pay you in cash. Oh, yikes. 70 to 80% of Brick Economy. Brick Economy is like the leading source for Legos, Lego prices. For sealed retire sets, which Brian Menzel's entire collection would have been. So we always argue whether or not, stores can afford 60, 70, 80%. Bricks and Minifigs will give you 65% consignment, and that's really on the generous side. As we saw from MG Bricks, sometimes they give you 6%. Sometimes they give you 18%. It's really random, but they're low. So if you have any retired Lego sets, I would definitely suggest going to Refresh Toys. And thanks for the $10, Billy. I'm sure Billy's going to enjoy this particular video. Now, we did have a lot of updates. Thank you, Kelly. We did have a lot of updates going on. Today, we can talk, so it's Juneteenth tomorrow. So today we can talk a little bit more about the consignment and so on. Thanks for the jewel, the gold coin. Okay, so number one, I'm on Denon, so just to give the H3 podcast a shout out. And today would be 2 weeks exactly. And of course, Juneteenth we have off, and there has been no update on the Denon's case officially. So everyone, all these snarkers in chat saying, Denon's is going to win. She won. Even Denon's herself, her son, right? No, there still has been zero updates. And this is what I talk about the law. The law is kind of random. And in any case, I always give 90 to 10 because you never know. You never know how these cases are going to go. Speaking of cases, our good friend Benjamin, if you guys want to cover this case, give me a thumbs up. So BAM Franchising is suing Benjamin Snyder and all, which is his friends. And Benjamin finally has a lawyer. This was updated today. If you guys are interested in going over his lawyer, let me know in the comments below because we can do that. So he does have a very interesting background. So these lawyers, you should probably realize who these lawyers are. These are the same Denton lawyers, W.M. Kelly Nass. We've already covered all of this stuff. So if you guys want to go over Sarah Spencer really quickly, and this is a brand new lawyer that just popped up today on this case. This would probably be a Utah lawyer. I haven't really looked into her. So if you guys want to look into her, we can deep dive as we've done to all lawyers. But yeah, there is now a lawyer when previously there was not a lawyer. So okay, we'll take a quick look into it. Shout out to Refresh Toys. Sarah Spencer, Utah lawyer, attorney. And we'll take a look at her website. I have looked at Sarah Spencer before. Okay, duh. So, this is Sarah Spencer, the Utah attorney. This is the same lawyer as, hold on, we've seen this lawyer before. Isn't this the same lawyer as Crystal? Yeah, BBQ, it is correct. This is the same lawyer that filed the motion for the Gormans, yes. Remember, she has like two different, her name is Sarah Spencer Wilson. So it looks like they're sharing the same lawyer. So this is a case against BAM, right? Yeah, the four names. There's four names. So it looks like Sarah Spencer has now joined the temporary restraining order. Remember, the temporary restraining order by Tony Graff does not actually involve Crystal. So Crystal is not a listed defendant. So this isn't Crystal bringing her own lawyer. Crystal is not a listed defendant on the Reckless Ben TRO. I'll show you. Shout out to Bam Sucks. No, I don't know. She did file for the Gormans, but the Gormans are not part of the case actually. So, okay, let's find it. Okay, so this is the TRO. It is not against the Gormans. The TRO, I think this is Ben's lawyer. The TRO is against Ben, Reckless Ben, his company, Brian Menzel, Victor Nguyen, and then like everyone else who's been on video, including Sheldon probably. So it looks like, so when Crystal files a something against the TRO, it is very, very interesting because she is actually not part of the TRO. So the TRO doesn't cover Crystal. So you might be right. I mean, it might be interesting. But this is probably the first time we've seen a lawyer attached to Ben in any way. Now, this when they mean defendant attorney. Oh, so the Gorman's filing says that they are a doe on the TRO and need to be released from it due to active litigation. So they haven't been specifically named, so I don't think they're actually a doe. Because the does will be named in discovery. Just like how Sheldon is able to make as many videos as he wants right now. Like Sheldon's made a bunch of videos because they haven't actually served him. They haven't named him. Once they name him, they'll serve him. So I don't know if that's what they mean by does, but specifically, those are people they don't know. So they, of course, they know Crystal and Ben Gorman. So when you list those 1 to 15, it doesn't, it's people you don't know. So it's not going to be people you do know. And obviously they know who Crystal and Ben Gorman, her husband, is. So I'm inclined to believe that this might actually be Ben's attorney because they're not listed here. And you can't really list them under does because you very much know who they are, right? Yeah, so I know that Crystal has done some activities. Well, anyway, this is interesting. The same lawyer. It's our good friend, the Sarah Spencer Wilson lawyer. Yeah, we need to check the docket. Yes, we need to check the docket to be sure. But it wouldn't be beyond understanding that so Sarah is a Utah lawyer, that Ben could have the same lawyer that the Gormans have. It would save them money. Sarah wouldn't have to be updated on the case because you already know a lot about the case. So it does make, so to me, it makes sense that if Ben went with attorney, he would maybe choose the same attorney that is already handling this case from Crystal's perspective. So again, very interesting. We'll see what this means later. This is the TRO. So this is Tony Graff, the TRO. So this is, again, they have a meeting and so on the 30th, and we'll see what that means. Okay, number one, I don't believe you can do that. I don't believe you can leave yourself, like, if you're a doe, so if they want to sue you and you're a doe, they can't leave you as a doe. They need to tell you you're getting sued. And they need to serve you as soon as they can, right? Yeah, Denton versus a four-name girl. Like, yeah, her name was so confusing that initially when you look at the law firm, you think, oh, it's at least two lawyers. but it's actually just one lawyer's and middle and last name, I guess. Okay, so Trilogy Media. Why does this matter? This matters a lot. Ben is now being sued by Rust. So Ben does a lot of crazy stuff. So I'll just read this from the beginning. Ben is now being sued because they have realized. So this is Trilogy Media in correspondence with Ben. They worked on another investigation, a haunted house investigation. Last year, multiple survivors of Russ McKinney. So this was the McKinney Manor. In case you guys don't know what this is, we'll take a look here. We're gonna do like an update. Did you see Judge Graff also did McNeff's divorce for Amon? And yeah, they're all kind of connected. So when you look at his videos, he had videos. Obviously, his videos are not meant. So his last videos was the McKinley Manor here. So previous to doing the Lego thing, he was doing McKinley Manor, and now he has been sued by the McKinleys. So he's getting double sued right now. This is a haunted house, McKinley Manor, McKinley Manor, McKinley Manor. So he's been doing McKinley Manor for at least 2 years now. So he started it, there's got to be a part 1 and 2, right? So he tried to infiltrate the McKinley Manor. McKinley Manor is suing me for exposing their secrets. The truth about McKinley Manor, the truth. I stole McKinley Manor's secret footage. I shut down McKinley Manor, and this is also McKinley Manor. And I caught Hollywood. This is probably also McKinley Manor. And looks like videos. Okay, so the reason that part 3 is here, it looks like part 1 and part 2 actually got taken down. So it looks like they either did YouTube or their lawsuit. But it looks like McKinley Manor was able to take down part 1 and part 2 of his investigation, leaving part 3. So Ben is now, this is a day ago. So Chris, Shay, Brandon, and Boston trusted us with something they didn't have to. They opened their hearts, their stories, and their pain and let us know a story that needed to be told. Russ McKinley didn't build a haunted house. He built a machine around manipulation, abuse, ape, and silence around him. A control operating, masquerading as entertainment. In April of last year, we dropped one of the longest, darkest, and most emotional videos we've ever published on our channel. But despite the mountains of evidence presented and corruption exposed, not only is Russ McKinley still walking free, thanks to Brett Cooper. Oh, wow. So Brett Cooper is a name I recognize. Brett Cooper is like a right-leaning young female. Yeah, this is Brett Cooper. So she is like extremely alt-right. So I don't know what Brett Cooper's relationship with them would be, but looks like they're saying that Russ McKinley is free because of Brett Cooper, and now he's filed lawsuits against Chris, Brandon, and Reckless Ben. So Chris and Brandon are actually survivors. So again, it's similar to filing lawsuits against Brian Menzel. They're the victims, right? For legal reasons, we want to be crystal clear. Everything in this post represents our opinions and our opinions only, not those of the defendants or the legal teams. Let's call what this is. It's not litigation. This is a silencing campaign. This is Russ McKinley doing what he has always done, using power, money, and fear as weapons against people who won't stay quiet. This is Russ. So it looks, again, Brett Cooper. Not Brett. Isn't that Brett Cooper? Oh, Brent Cooper. Same Brent Cooper. And now there is a GoFundMe. I think this is maybe a separate GoFundMe for... we'll take a quick listen here. So there is actually another GoFundMe for the McKinley Manor. And while Ben has not been Reckless Ben has been named in the lawsuit, but as we know, he's sometimes very difficult to kind of catch, if you will, right? We don't know if he's in the U.S. or in Mexico. So let's take a look at this.
Many of you may.
So, yeah, it looks like Reckless Ben is in the lawsuit. He's been named as a defendant in the lawsuit, but they're having trouble catching him right now. But they will likely sue him. So Reckless Ben is now in another lawsuit, if you will. And this is their GoFundMe, and this is their legal statement. So interesting. This was the case that Reckless Ben was covering right before he was doing the Lego case. So it's a guy called Brent Cooper. I don't know who Brent Cooper is. Is he a lawyer? He sounds like that Brett. So everything is Brett. So no one knows who Brent Cooper is. Oh, he's a lawyer. Brent Cooper. This guy? Oh, wow. Yeah, he's pretty good. He's a shareholder. That means he's getting money from the law firm. So, no, I don't think this is him, right? No, this is not him. It's a different law firm. Building critical mass. Okay, maybe we'll do a deep dive on him later, but we still have news. Okay, interestingly enough, on March 2nd, we get a interview, which they were really proud of, where I want to point this out. The first thing they said was Almon and Matt McNeff don't have strong childhood ties to Lego brand. I want to bring your attention to everyone else. So whenever you go on Facebook, you're going to find out that they really care about, I have a passion for Legos. I grew up with Legos as a child. So I've looked at enough Facebook profile pictures to know that these franchisees, they really, really like Legos. And they grew up with Legos. Their parents had Legos, very similar to Brian Menzel. His dad collected Legos, and he wanted to learn more about Legos, and so on. Well, the McNeffs actually didn't grow up with Legos, because they, again, our grandmother had a bucket of Legos, one of the old 70s buckets that had products in there and some old cars. It's not that we were completely isolated from the brand, but we just didn't have access to it because even back then, it was a little bit more expensive. We grew up playing with Lincoln Logs, the competitor of Legos. So when you look at the Facebooks, it's going to become really, really clear that these individuals are not super passionate about Legos. As the other, every other franchisee basically says they grow up with Legos, they love Legos, and they would never But here, it does sound like these two people found an opportunity to take the company from their dad, and they just want to monetize it. So there's no love for Legos. It just seems like they found a way to monetize it and make money from it. This is their healthcare legal services. Are legally mine. So this is a fascinating interview. This is Matt McNeff. He looks a lot happier in this photo. This is a very interesting interview because it was done right before everything kind of exploded. So you get a look into their honest opinions. Hey MB, how are you? Billy says, calling back to another video you did about this business. I used to play with them as kids, but I don't buy them at all as a brick store owner. I don't have time for it, but my kids are. Yes, you used to play it as kids. So their love of Legos developed when they were adults, which is weird, right? Because if you look at every other franchisee, they love Legos as kids and they wanted to do something as an adult that could give back to the community who enjoyed Legos as kids. The majority of people who collect Legos or play with them are kids. Legos are meant for kids. That's why they have like the age group. It's different now with the Pokemon and One Piece and all this stuff. But here is another thing I want to mention is like if this is a very brave Bricks and Minifigs, because they are one of the only ones who have made their comments public, so you can kind of understand what's happening here. So they're very brave because now they're getting like they're getting mogged, right? What's the kid's term? They're getting mogged. So Charles says, obvious corporate... This is the first time we can actually go over like what happens when you leave your comments. Like, you're not like deleting comments, you're not blocking comments, you're not gatekeeping comments, right? So obviously corporate mandated positivity posts meant to distract and combat recent negative reception is obvious, and that's 30 thumbs up. I actually think going over their responses is so interesting. No, I'm just trying to be transparent and leave comments open. And yeah, so this is one of the only Bricks and Minifigs that I have found that have comments completely open. and because of that, they have attracted a lot of attention recently. In fact, if you look, you will find that most stores are, yes, again, this is what he's saying. And most stores are not doing a lot of posting, and most have their comments turned off. So this is 15 hours ago, and this is a guy. The reality of it is, yes, most stores are literally not. They'd have comments turned off, and they're no longer posting. In fact, some stores are actually hibernating. They're just waiting for this to blow over. So it is very brave, because you know exactly what's going to happen next. I'm probably going... Oh, no, don't do that. I'm probably going to have to turn off comments, because no matter what I say or do, I am getting absolutely crushed by people who hate me enough that they want to destroy any chance I have to communicate with my customers. Even though I opened my store 9 months ago, again, a lot of these stores are brand new. Oh, Billy adds a good insight. Adult collectors carry the business. Young families just don't have the money to consistently buy new sets. My wife and I paid $17,000 per year for 2 kids, and that's cheap compared to most cities. Yeah. Wow, that's, my daycare alone is, it's $352 a week, but there's, like, add-ons, like breakfast and so on. So Billy says Legos is now, adult. I mean, yeah, that's interesting. When I had my Lego store, we mostly had kids. So it is quite... Yeah, it's the same thing with Pokemon cards. When I opened my Pokemon card store in 2014, we had no adults buying Pokemon cards. Like, zero. It was all kids. Like, it was mostly kids. And Legos, I think, was the same way. And now we're in 2026, and... Yeah, I think Billy's correct, because if Pokemon and Legos are anything the same, then the only people buying Pokemon cards are adults now. Kids don't have the opportunity because adults have bought them all, and then now they're scalping them. I know they're scalping Lego as well. Oh, let's continue on. I'm probably going to have to turn comments off, because no matter what I say or do, I'm getting absolutely crushed by people who... Okay, even though... I opened my store 9 months ago, and that makes sense. A lot of these stores are brand new. Which was over a year after what happened in Oregon, and I have absolutely nothing to do with that. But people want to see me burn, which is something that I absolutely cannot control. Anyway, I was just trying to post some positivity about things happening with my store, but you're another example of someone who could not care less and just wants to see me burn. Jay Morgan says, I hope you and other franchise owners can get together to take action against corporate leadership, which they cannot. It's literally in their contract that they have to do arbitration and mediation in Utah, unless their state says they don't have to do that. Here's a guy who says, I wish the best for you. Okay, good. In real time. They blindsided all of you with their secret, underhanded business practices and then actively destroyed the name you invested in. Ben Parent says, you expect people to just put down a year of work and most probably tens of thousands. And we're going to talk, it's actually the 2026 documents came out, and it's far more money than we actually originally believed in 2026. To hundreds of thousands of dollars in investment just because another store did something. So you suggest they reset to zero, lose any money. So it's a tough situation. It's a tough situation. I think some are, but this one, he leaves comments open. What does this one store owner have to do with what happened in Oregon? These folks invested tens and often hundreds of thousands into these businesses. They have passion, character, families. They are normal people who are getting screwed just like the old guy and his Legos. There are 5 to 6 people responsible for that, and they are not the 300 plus stores and 1,000 people working at them. Literally, the CEO and 2 franchise owners are the only people involved. Literally just a small handful, maybe 10 people. The store is just trying to work and put food on the table. I'm all about holding CEOs accountable. Going after these local stores is tacky and not the way. Show class. This is the one I want to. Good luck distancing yourself from the company you chose to be part of. And they say, thank you. I feel so bad for the franchise owners, man. These guys didn't do anything. They're just caught in the whirlwind of shit that dumped their life savings into. And they didn't even do anything wrong. I understand people not wanting to support the business as a whole. Just a crappy situation. Thanks for the comment. Appreciate it. As I've told many people, I fully understand if some folk feel like they cannot shop at any Bricks and Minifigs location during this time. Fortunately, there are tons of other stores locally for them to choose from, and I am unbelievably thankful for my existing customers that have come back and continue to support us. It's the kick ass. I agree with you. Yikes. Chris Dyson. I know, right? He sells it, and again, they're using humor to Okay, so this is what I want to go over before we jump into this. I feel bad for you guys, but you should exit your contract ASAP. Start your own shop. Again, if they could do this, they would have already done this, of course. This is what I want to show you. The reality is. I hope you realize that any person starts their franchise store, they sign an agreement, which is generally ironclad. And 10 years, so all of these people, all the new people, they signed a 10 years agreement. And because of how, the growth of Bricks and Minifig, many of these people aren't even on year 1. Let me repeat this again. There are probably 100 stores that are less than 2 years old. So it's a 10-year agreement. And they didn't, we are going to go over this agreement with you, and I'm going to tell you that it is ironclad. Any lawyer looks at this agreement. I know some lawyers say, there's a class action. It depends on the state. It depends really on the state that you're in. So if you're in Washington or Oregon, your franchise laws will be different than California or I think there was one in Georgia that had very strict franchise laws. And breaking them is extremely hard. And the folks I've talked to with who are actually knowledgeable about it says the bar is high. And most small business owners that start a franchise store have likely poured their life savings in. Exactly what the McNeffs want. The McNeffs have you on a hook and they're just fishing, they're just reeling you in. So going into breach would be financial ruin. So the hundreds, and I mean literally hundreds of people that have suggested that to me in Facebook comments, sometimes extremely aggressively, thankfully not you, don't really grasp the nuance, I think. But I always maintain if people cannot support my store because they cannot abide the 6% of my store revenue going to corporate, the franchise fee, then I totally understand, and there are many more stores to choose from. No grudges, no bad feelings. The power of the purse is the best way to exercise control and choice for many folks, and I would never begrudge someone with that pain. So again, it's a 10-year contract. It's a 10-year contract. Oh, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships, English to me. Very, very generous of you. So, like, what are they going to do, right? Like, what are they going to do? They signed an ironclad contract, which we're going to look at. We're going to look at the contract now. And it's like, you know, they not only signed a 10-year contract, so they're going to get sued if they breach the contract. They're also in a situation where they pour their entire life savings. The entire life savings. Yeah, shout out to English to me, 694 for the 5 gifted. Really appreciate that. I feel bad for these franchise owners. While I personally decided I won't shop at BAM Store anymore, it's because corporate will still get a slice. And this is the argument, right? This is the argument. That even if you feel bad for the individual franchises, the BAM Store in general is going to get a slice of the pie. So if you shop at any of these BAM stores, they will give money back to BAM Corporate, which then BAM Corporate can continue to do what it's doing, which no one wants them to do. It doesn't mean I hate individual franchises. They were put in a horrible situation, and it isn't fair. They can't control what corporate does. It's not as simple as leaving. Here's another. I hope you can get out of the franchise without too much damage. Your CEO is going to run the company into the ground. Again, another. Speaking with many people that are experts in this legal area, there is an extremely high bar to get out of a franchise agreement. The truth of the matter is I'm going to have to find a way to succeed as a bricks. And remember, they're a year into a 10-year contract as a bricks and minifig store, and hopefully our customers continue to come, support us, and help us spread as much Lego joy in our community as possible. I wish you the best and have a good rest of the week. Pricks and mini-offs. I don't understand how people can't get through its thick skulls that individual stores aren't responsible for corporate's bad actions. These stores are independently owned and no ability to give. Oh, hey, BB counselor. Oh, okay, thank you. So BB has an update. I just checked the court docket, and Sarah Spencer is listed as representing those 1 to 14, not Ben. So, okay. So at this time, Ben still doesn't have a lawyer by name. It looks like what Colin said was correct. It looks like looks like the Gormans, they filed against the TRO, claiming they are one of the does. So at this moment in time, Ben still doesn't have a named lawyer. Right? So interesting. Which, again, that also makes sense because, yes, so she is the Gorman's attorney, not Ben's attorney. So as of this moment, we still don't know. And let's see Ben's GoFundMe. Did you guys, did it ever get, approved? So I've been waiting for their GoFundMe to get approved, but I don't know if it's actually been approved. Here's an update. So the last update says that it hasn't been approved yet by Ben. Ben hasn't done. So Ben needs to approve. So Ben needs to attach his ID and banking information to this, and then he'll get the money. And it's not a small chunk of money. It's $46,000. But as of right now, I'm sure there would have been an update if Ben did. So I don't know. Ben has a lawyer. We just don't know his name, Wayne. We're trying to find his or her name. So, yes. No, Ben has a lawyer. We believe Ben has a lawyer. We just don't know. I don't know if this has been approved. I would assume that if it has been approved, there would be an update here. Yes? Like, I think it would have been a really important update if it's been approved, right? So people are saying Sheldon has his own GoFundMe. Yeah, so the last update was June 12th, right? He did not. It literally says that he's on the verification process. So I don't know where... do you have any proof that, like, he's verified? And it's literally, like, the last update literally says, like, they hope that he doesn't represent himself. Like, literally the last update on June 12th says we should be keeping our fingers crossed he hasn't decided to do something reckless like represent himself. More updates as I get them. So I would assume this update would actually, like, I'm assuming an update would say, hey, Ben has attached he's completed the verification process and attached his ID and banking information. We're good to go. And then he would get a shit ton more donations, right? Like, you know, there's $200 an hour go 15. Yeah, it is. Okay, Toria, can you ask them to update then? I feel like it is massively irresponsible. No, don't delete. I want to have a conversation with Toria. Toria says it's been approved that update is old. Okay, well, why don't you update to be new? Like, this is like the snark mentality. Like, something as simple as updating would really help Ben right now, right? Why don't you update? Like, isn't it your responsibility if you made the Go Send Me Go? And it's been, so people are saying that this has been verified. Well, like, the last update says it's not verified, right? So, no, let them talk, because, like, it's like, I want to explain, like, logic to you. We are a legal channel, and we're going to explain logic to you. These guys made a Go Send Me in Ben's name before they even talked to Ben, right? I talked to Ben. Toria, can you go on Discord? And go on Discord, and I will, today, go on my Discord, which is linked here. I will wait for you, Toria. As long as it takes. Screenshot those messages from Ben, and I will promote the hell out of this thing. So, Toria, and the reckless bending here, please send me the screenshots, right? Tori, I will wait. You confirm when you sent the screenshots from Reckless Ben. So, no, she doesn't even have to. I will look at the screenshot. Yeah, message them out. Whatever you want to do, Toria. Just get them to me. I have my email address, too. I have my phone available, so I can check my email address. Well, wait. Because this would be groundbreaking. This would be news-dropping information for us, right? If Reckless Ben did, in fact, confirm that this has been verified. And then and my question would be, why hasn't this been updated then if it's been verified? Right? Shouldn't that be something something cool, right? So we'll wait. We'll continue. We'll continue talking about stuff. But I would very much imagine that if Reckless Ben is screenshotting and is talking to Toria, he would have talked to these guys, because these guys have $46,000 for him. Right? And then there would be some type of screenshot that would be added here. Yes? Guys, we kind of know where this is going. No, I just have, like, yeah, verified. Yes, verified. That this has not been verified. So if Toria has a screenshot where it's Reckless Ben saying, oh, I verified and completed, I provided my ID and banking information, then I would say, yeah, okay, cool. Right? We'll wait. Hello, YouTube. Yes, we're on YouTube. We'll wait. She has Discord. She has my email address. She can do the mods. But I am, so before you believe something, you gotta kind of ask for a little bit of proof, because this is a huge update. This is an update that, like, would be reported by everybody. Hey, Reckless Ben has an official GoSendMe. Let's all, donate to him, right? Yeah, Toria, yeah. No problem. We'll wait. We have hours. We have hours to wait, because this would be really great information to have, right? Okay, so pretty sure they know 6% of all sales go to corporate. Yes, Matt, it does. If anyone has any issue with that, I never begrudge them and the right to shop elsewhere. If they don't want 94% of their money to stay with a local business owner who have started his store 9 months ago. Yeah, this is terrible. This guy signed a 10-year contract. And he's only a year into it. He's not even a year into it. It's 9 months. Like, imagine you sign a 10-year contract, or a 10-year lease for a commercial building, and you don't have insurance, and they don't have insurance. And then, like, there turns out to be, like, a rat infestation. And you couldn't even use your commercial building anymore. So imagine, like, I'm actually looking for commercial real estate as we speak. After this live stream is over, I have to make a few phone calls and look at a few things on Juneteenth with my real estate agent. But after that, it would be similar to signing a 10-year commercial lease in the mall, and then realize, oh shit, like, everyone else's lease is up and they left. And there's, like, I'm the only store in the mall now. But I signed a 10-year lease. Yeah, and this is different from McNabb. I want you guys to know, literally every every Bricks and Minifigs page, and I've looked at 100 plus of them. They start with a lifelong love of Lego. This is not the McNeffs. The McNeffs were playing with Lincoln Logs. The McNeffs were playing with Lincoln Logs, guys. Lincoln Logs, right? My God. Yeah, Aman doesn't even like Legos, guys. Aman hasn't even liked Legos for 10 years. And they signed a 10-year contract. This is the crazy part. Corporate doesn't even like Legos. They like Lincoln Logs. This is the crazy part. Corporate doesn't, but every time you go to a Bricks and Minifigs, like, Facebook page, they have a lifelong love for Legos, and I believe it's true. Just want to spark Lego joy and creativity, and then I totally suggest Bricks and Wheels. Look, man, this is terrible, man. Like, I opened a Pokemon store. Corporate, like, F's me over. Okay, corporate F's me over. And now I'm literally advertising my competitors. I'm literally saying, oh, guys, I get it. You don't want to support me. Here's a competitor of mine. Go support them. You're 1 year into your contract. It's a 10-year contract. You can't get out of it. Oh, Billy. Thank you, Billy. BAM. Billy says, BAM is allowing at least one franchise out of their franchise fees. The Powell, Ohio location just made a Facebook post about this week. Oh, wow. Okay, we'll take a look at that right now, Billy. Okay, so still no update on Discord. The Powell, Ohio. Bam. Just bam. That is interesting. Wow, they have a huge Facebook following. Guys, this is like wow, they really care about Facebook. Yes, no, I've seen this before. I don't know if this is true or not. But I've actually seen this before. I reported on it in one of my videos. So I know that, I don't know if this is the same store. Let me check. Give me 1 second to check that. But interesting, Billy. I don't know. So if it is the same store, it might just be one of them. Let's see. I have a video on that. I have this video on this exact topic. Oh, yeah, here. Oh, it is just them. Yeah, it's one store.
Brand.
So, Billy, it's one store. It's one store. So, is it true? Is it not true? Yeah, yes. Tony at runrex.com. I can check my email. Just give me a thumbs up when I see it, and then I'll send it to my Google. I'll send it to my desktop. Is it true or not true? I don't know, but this seems to be the only store, right? This seems to be the only store. So Billy says that his local bricks are, at least one store has posted this. But do we know if it's true or not? I don't know. And it ends. It ends. So it ends on July 12th. So it's not like forever. It just ends on like July 12th. So interesting. Okay, we can read the comments here. They made this up. They made it public. Wow. Okay, so we'll finish this off. Shout out to Billy's company again. Refresh Toys. 70 to 80%. No consignment. No layaway. They pay you in cash, or Zelle, or some type of payout. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to open a Pokemon store right now. So imagine, like, business is so bad, I have to, like, advertise competing Pokemon card stores. God, this is something you should never see. Like, another competitor's name on your post. If, like, my intern ever did this, gone. Summer intern gone. Like, I don't know. I mean, advertising your competitors when you sell literally the same thing, which is a fungible item, which is, you know, a replaceable item, is just crazy to me. But he did it. Yes, but 94% go to the store, which pays for overhead, wages, employees, They're still part of the brand, and corporate absolutely takes their cut of the profit. Pressuring all BAM locations puts more pressure on corporate. We know this store isn't the one all the news is about, but if you're going to business with a devil, expect to... No, I don't know. This is... They signed a contract with the devil. They did. $4.99. Thank you, 25 Anonymy. Could franchisees drive their LLC with BAM contract to bankruptcy and purchase liquidated assets with a new LLC? Bankruptcy is not fun because, like, you're so remember, you have you have rent, and you have creditors, and you have vendors. If I'm a vendor, and I know that you have bankruptcy, I'm a real estate agent or a commercial real estate leaser, I'm probably not going to deal with you. Like, bankruptcy is one of the things that BAM looks at that you don't have. Because bankruptcy makes it really difficult to open and operate a business. It's hard to get business loans, which you need. It's hard to get banking loans. It's hard for vendors. When you say, oh, I need 60 days to pay you, or 30 days to pay you on our distributors or something like that, most vendors are good with that. Oh, okay, so I don't think I've received an email. I can double check. I have not received an email. I can confirm I have not received an email from Victoria, whoever. I received a cute picture of my daughter from the ProCare app we use. But I've not received an email. And my daughter just had, oh, wow. She had two poops. She had a poop at 8:19 and a poop at 10:49. Let me show you. I really like this app. This is my daughter hard at work. Early. Let me see if there's anything like you could tell. No, it's early development, whatever. This is my daughter hard at work. So, yeah. Oh, okay. Billy said he filed chapter 20. Okay, I would love to have Billy on. Billy, if you ever want to get on, like a call, I would love to have you on a call. We'll do a promote. We'll do a promotion for your business, but that is interesting. I always thought that like being bankrupt meant like you couldn't get like SBA loans and stuff like that. But Billy said he filed Chapter 7 in 2020 before opening our brick store. No one will touch me still, except our payment processor. Yeah, it's not easy. So this is exactly so Billy has a lot of insight because like, he's literally running a Lego store competing against bricks and minifigs. If you ever want to hop on, Billy, you can like join our Discord. We do interviews via Discord. Billy's exactly right. Like you can't just declare bankruptcy and then like, okay, we'll get the asset. Like bankruptcy is like really tough. You can't really start like. It's very hard to start a business if you have a previous bankruptcy, right? I don't have the emails. They must have went to spam. Okay, so your evidence is actual Justice Warrior confirmed in the video, correct? I'm asking for Reckless Ben to confirm, right? And what you sent me was June 10th. So on June 12th, they said there was no verification. So I have the message. No, it is good. It's good to go. So actual Justice Warrior is the guy who set it up. No, he's a YouTuber. But like, of course, the YouTuber is going to say. No, there is a DM from Reckless Ben, but it doesn't. Reckless Ben just says, "Oh, nice." I'll show you the DM. I have no problem sharing this. This is a real DM, but it also like asked the question based on the time it was sent. I think you're confused what it means, and I'll explain what this means. It doesn't mean Reckless Ben has the money yet. Or is in let me show you what it is. So I've seen this before. This is what actual Justice Warrior showed before. I've seen this DM before. I've seen this before. Let me airdrop it to myself. Okay, save downloads. Okay, so let me show you why this is confusing to me. Because it's not Reckless Ben doing what you think he's doing. So this is Reckless Ben on his Instagram. We'll make this bigger. The date is June 10th. At Actual Justice Warrior. So the date is June 10th, okay? At Actual Justice Warrior on YouTube is raising money for your legal fee. Please accept his help. He emailed you and wants you to get the $8,000. So at that time, it was only $8,000. Now it's $46,000. And doesn't want anything in return. Just wants you to take the money raised. I hope you see this. I support you and I really want you to get the help you need for legal fees. Please reach out to the emails. Ben says, this is Ben. He says, oh, nice. Oh my gosh, please find that. I sent you the link to the YouTube video. So it looks like Ben, but this was June 10th. An update. So this is why I still don't, this is not confirmation that Ben actually is going to get the money, guys. An update on this situation, which is, right, what is Reckless Ben? So I think a lot of people are confused what this means. So that was sent on God send me. God. Go send go. So if you can get a confirmation from Ben today, that would be very different. I've seen that update. So on the 12th, there was an update which says it has not been verified. So that email, I've actually seen that email, and actual Justice Warrior has put that email out there, and there's a YouTube video. So the email comes from I think the email comes from the people running this GoFundMe, right? But that's not a recent development. It's actually before this. And actually, it was like right here. Can I look at all updates? I think this is all updates here. So this, when was this made? Can I tell when this was made? Three days ago. It's not a confirmation story because that was on June 10th. This is a update from them on June 12th saying that it's up to Ben to complete. So as of this moment, Ben did not complete the verification process. If Ben completes a verification process, his backend will update. In fact, the last sentence in his update, which is the most recent update, is also, we should keep our fingers crossed he hasn't decided to do something reckless, like represent himself. So this is a very old update. This is before, June 10th is before this. This update literally tells us that Ben has not completed the verification process as of June 10th. So, anyway, it's interesting, yeah? So, they're just waiting on him to do it. Why he hasn't done it, who knows, right? Yes, let's forge on. We haven't even gone to Goosey Dock. But we can go a little longer today. But yeah, always if the source needs to be Ben, get Ben to say, yes, I'm either working on the verification or I've done my verification, right? The issue of franchising is you get the rep, be it good or bad. You can't say it's fine for them to get the good name of BAM when it suits them. That's not to say I'm not sympathetic, and certainly not okay to say it's okay to harass the employees, but my wallet is the only lever I can pull to make any impact. And here you have, again, people here. Boycott, he says. Boycott. All right, so this is Seattle Northgate. Now we'll take a look at this. This is very interesting as well. Corporate. So this is the only store we know that's like this. This is the only store we know is like this, with no franchise commission on sales. No, Ben can... Look, guys, you guys are making it really difficult, and I'm getting a little frustrated. As soon as Ben completes the verification, it will automatically update the backend. Let me repeat this again. Ben does not publicly have to state that he done the verification. These people will state it. Sean Fitzgerald will tell you. Sean Fitzgerald will tell you that yes, the backend has been updated. Ben is verified. Ben does not need to talk to Sean at all. Sean will immediately know because the back end will tell him. Okay? This is how it works. Like, if you've ever done... Like, I'm not sure why this is so hard to explain. Like, Ben needs to verify. Once Ben verifies his ID and banking info, actual Justice Warriors backend will update. It will automatically update. Then there will be an update here saying, hey, Ben verified. Ben does not even need to speak because it will be automatically updated, right? So I don't understand, like, why everyone's making excuses for this. Either it has been verified, or if it's been verified, why is there no update? Why? They absolutely would know it's verified because their dashboard would look different. The dashboard would tell them. They probably would get an email saying, oh, Reckless Ben has, right? I don't know. I mean, it's very, very interesting that people were making just these really logical loopholes that, like, frustrating the hell out of me because there's no way Ben verifies and actual Justice Warrior does not know, right? Billy says, can we stop acting like BAM hasn't had a 2 to 3 year reputation of making GameStop-like offers and burning customers? I get these places have independent owners, but they had no issues. They had no issues the model before, correct? Yeah, so they're lowballing. So they've lowballing, right? It's not even, you can update online, right? You can update online. Okay, so here we get corporate. Let's see what they say about the franchise commission. The franchise commission. This is a limited option for customers to elect 100% of their purchases to stay with the local store and not go to corporate. It's not a resolution, but it's a step in the right direction. Yeah, this is a good question. Why has corporate not said anything? Why is this the only store that has this? We literally were on another Facebook store where they're like getting grilled, they're getting roasted, and they didn't mention, and they mentioned all 6% will go to franchise, will go to, and they understand that, hey, maybe you don't want to shop with it. Why didn't that store get the option? Right? Who's Kumo? What's this Kumo guy? Wow, okay, cool. Is this like a news reporter? Can we play his video or no? The news will copyright strike the hell out of you, even if you like do hurricane stuff. So I don't know. Reckless Ben just got hit with 6 lawsuits. I know, it's kind of risky. It's kind of risky. Maybe we can have like a summary of this. Yeah, he's going to hit you with a lawsuit. He's going to hit you with a copyright strike. That's why I don't think we can cover it. Yeah, I don't think we can cover that, yeah. Did anyone else cover it or no? Did anyone else cover it? But yeah, it's so weird that this one store has the no franchise commission, and we just looked at every other store and they have franchise commission. Literally, they're battling. Billy says, sounds like a good way to bump sales while still losing the same fee you normally pay. Allegedly. Yeah, correct, Billy. It might be just marketing. So there's no corporate statement on this. That's weird. Yes, sure. A lot of people are not believing this. Totally believable. Contracts can totally be briefly bypassed and without a word from corporate to claim a size. Yeah, corporate is so generous right now, right? Wow, they're going to give 6% back. 6% back. And they're the only store that has this offer. This is real temporary pause at the request of customers on royalties that franchisees are contractually bound to pay corporate. The intent is to allow customers to continue to support their local stores without supporting corporate while the public concerns are addressed and the issues resolved. McSnuff has already clearly indicated he isn't interested in resolution. He's doubling down and suing everybody. Yeah, so if they were going to do this, wouldn't they have to offer this to like every single Bricks and Minifigs? Why is this one Bricks and Minifigs doing this? Is this in response to the current catastrophe that is BAM corporate? Hashtag brick by brick. Will the Manziel family be able to take the franchise fees for their medical bills? Okay, laugh out loud. Does anyone seriously believe Bricks and Minifigs aren't getting cut? Sounds fishy to me. I haven't heard them tell the truth once. Boo, give Brian his Legos. Go independent. Corporate doesn't care about their percentages of what you all make. They make their money, yeah, selling franchises. So Simon says, amazing, I will do this next time so I don't support corporate. And then they say, you can do it now. Okay, so this kind of sounds a little sus, right? This sounds a little sus, right? I don't know. I don't know if this is real or not real. But it seems kind of strange that they would have this, and the only store to use it is this one in Ohio. And there you have literally other stores saying that they still are actively paying 6%, right? Oh, the one notable thing about the interview is that Ben seemingly doesn't know the difference between criminal and civil cases. That means he doesn't have a lawyer. Billy says, I'm not losing any sleep over our local franchises losing business. Do I expect them to reach out if they went out of business? We have a steady stream of customers coming in and talking about 20% off. Yeah, correct. So, weird, right? You know what else is 6%? How much they pay you. Billy reminded me of this. The Lego stores will literally pay you 6%. So, of your fee. You know what else is 6%? This.
What he is pointing to is a TC-14 from 2012.
Well, glad we got it back.
Yeah, sorry about that. That was actually a mistake.
No, that's all cool.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure it's real, so if you look online, like, that's on the site.
No, I mean,
If you didn't want to buy it, that's okay.
yeah, I don't want that one.
Okay, cool. Have a good night.
If you didn't want to buy it, yeah, I didn't want to buy it. I want to steal it.
So to recap, store number 1 offered us in cash 18% of the true value of our figures. Store number 2 offered 6%.
Yes, literally 6%. Okay, let's go back.
18% of the true value of our figures. Store number 2 offered 6%.
This is literally the franchise fee. You know, 6%. So, wow. I mean, come on, guys. The franchise fee is 6%. So let's say that you take your like $1,000 Lego collection to them, and you verified via online that it's $1,000. They offer 6%, which is surprisingly the franchise fee. Hilarious, right? All right, so we'll go back and now shout out to Refresh Toys. We would love to have Billy on. Now we finally get to look at the contract. Okay, how bad is this contract? It is very bad. It is 396 pages. Let me repeat this again to you. What percentage of the people who signed this contract? Can I go all the way down? Holy moly! Like, it's so hard to go down. It might take us like half an hour just to go down. Okay. Let me just signature. Okay. What percentage of everyone who was a prospective franchisee signed here. What percentage of franchisees, based on what you know, Ristic, what was it, Last Relic, said that he hates Disney and he doesn't want any Disney in his store. Crystal, layaway, consignment, which are two big no-nos in the collectible industry. What percentage of highly qualified franchisees, I mean, if we look at the two public franchisees, that's all we have to go off. The Last Relic got himself $500,000 in debt due to rent problems. Crystal, according to, okay, let's click out here. According to, we won't need the website anymore. According to her termination agreement, was massively in debt. Again, this is BAM. We can't trust what BAM says. She was massively in debt. She owed $25,000 of royalties. She owed $23,000 of rent. And she owed $48,000 of for not paying for so she owes royalties, $25K, $23K in rent, back rent, and almost $50K in total balance. Not a good start for a business. So yeah, let me ask you again, what percentage of these incredibly business-minded... Oh, Billy says we pay 10% of our daily sales to Shopify for business loans. What's the upside to a name? Yeah, a cool logo. Laugh out loud. Every store does its own marketing, and the ones who stand out online get told to confirm. Yeah, that's the franchisee. So, based on the business savviness of Last Relic and Crystal and Ben Gorman, it doesn't seem like they probably read this document. It is 400 pages long, and arbitration is only mentioned, oh, I spelled it wrong. Arbitration is mentioned on 32 pages. So on about 10-ish percent, 8% of the pages, they tell you about arbitration, but because you don't have a lawyer, remember, one question I asked that Crystal mentioned was he didn't actually have a lawyer review this. I would be shocked if Last Relic... Yeah, Toria, like as soon as like Ben responds, if he responds with verification, we'll pin it. We'll pin it on our... We'll pin it in the chat. Yeah, I mean, this is bizarre, right? Like, what is arbitration? Arbitration means you cannot go to court. There's no jury, there's no judge, and arbitration is actually in Utah County. So, Utah County, as we know, is 40% Mormon. Oh, no, not 40. 80% Mormon. Look. So if you ever have a dispute, you have to go to arbitration. And where is arbitration held? It is held in Utah County, which is 80 to 85% Mormon. Which is crazy, but yes, it's true. No, you don't want to file bankruptcy for the reason that Billy owns a Lego store today. And Billy had filed for bankruptcy before. And it's really hard to get loans. It's very hard to get leases. It's really hard to get vendors to give you 30 to 60 days, which sometimes you need. So if you file for bankruptcy, it is almost impossible to like start a small business. The business isn't the franchise fees. If you fail, they just take it back and charge. Yep, exactly. They want you to fail. And then they take it back and charge the next person to take it over and rescue it, save it. That's the model as far as I can tell. I think Billy's correct. I think we need to it's a model. It's obviously there's something called franchise turning. So this model is already it already exists. Okay. It has a name to it, and many franchises sometimes it's like a multi-level marketing type of thing. So franchise churning is a deceptive practice where a franchisor repeatedly resells the same failed location to new buyers. Instead of relying on royalties from successful operations, the franchisor profits primarily from the initial franchise fee, treating franchisees as a short-term revenue source rather than long. So if you just take the Salem location, guys, before Crystal had it, there was another owner. So there was an owner before Crystal. Crystal came in as a new franchisee. Then Crystal was replaced by Josh Johnson and Brandon West, right? So, like I said, like in the Salem location itself, the location in question, we had rapid turnover over the past few years, right? So, very interesting. Is that what they're doing? I don't know. But even if you somehow got to litigate, you would still have to litigate in Utah County, and the choice of law will be Utah, unless the state law says otherwise, right? State law, yeah, of course you can overcome bankruptcy. Obviously, we have a president who's been bankrupt, right, a lot. Yeah, actually four owners, right? First guy, Crystal, corporate, Josh. Yeah, 4 owners. I forgot about corporate. Corporate for a brief period of time did actually own the store. So in a very short period of time, we had a, it's almost like the word churning, right? Like the definition of what does churning mean? Well, it means that. First guy, Crystal, corporate, legal. And many states, okay, so let me repeat this again. And Utah is very friendly to franchisors beyond any other state. So if you live in California, you can get out, but it will be hard. But if you live in a state where it doesn't have state law, which is like 80% of them, you're not going to get out because even if you, okay, it's already hard. So U is really hard. Dispute resolution, arbitration. You got to survive that. Then you can go to litigation, which is hard. But it's all in Utah County where 80 to 85% of the people are like, let's look at Utah County. (82% to 88% of Utah County is Mormon. Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. Dun 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 dun. Billy says, you can overcome bankruptcy, but you won't be buying a house or qualifying for any business loan for years. I'm 6 years out of mine. Do a $50K plus, which is good. That's good cash flow per month in sales, and my bank offered me a $500 card. Oh, yikes. Yeah, so everyone's saying, oh, just bankrupt yourself. No, guys, no. No, that's not the solution here. Going bankrupt, I mean, everyone's like, oh, just bankrupt yourself, and then you can just open your own bricks and minifigs without bricks and minifigs. No. Yeah, Billy's doing $50K a month in sale. That's fantastic. And he has a $500 card limit. That's so sad. Oh, that sucks, man. Oh, man. Yes, but 82 to 88% are Mormons in this county. Okay, so to open a bricks and minifig, you have to spend $300 to $600K. 300 to 600K. And it includes a 40% franchise fee. So the franchise fee is no longer $30,000. It's been increased for your... The franchise fee has been increased due to all the good stuff corporate has done for its... recently. You have to spend 300 to 600K out the gate. Who has this money? Raise your hand if you have this in cash today. 300 to 600K. I mean, that is wild. That is wild. They literally tell you here. This is how. That's why from the very beginning you get into debt. I don't care how good of a business person you are. They put you in debt with the 1.5% monthly interest rate. Compounding. Like, that is a shit ton of money, guys, to invest in initially. But don't worry, you can take a loan from this, guys. You can take a loan from this. Now, your ongoing fee, you will pay 6% royalty. Let's go ahead and grab the famous 6%. You will pay 6% royalty of gross revenue. Not profit, gross revenue. Or $500. You will pay a brand fund of 1%. Oh. Hold on. They changed the name of this. This used to be called like national advertising. Now it is called brand fund. So it is 7%. 1% gross revenue. And then you have local marketing of 3%. You have software fees of $200 a month. And then you have a technology fund. What the hell is a technology? This is their newest one. This is not the one that Crystal signed. What the hell is a technology fee? Technology fund. Okay, wow, I haven't seen that one. There's a technology fund? Shout out to Goosey for the document. Oh yeah, I don't see the technology fee, but... Okay, there's a technology fee, which is new. Major risk. Okay, let's see. Oh, here are the risk. The FDD itself highlights these several concerns. Disputes must generally be handled in Utah. Specifically in Utah County, which is up to 88% Mormon. 82 to 88% Mormon. That's who's going to decide. That's your jury for you. That's who's going to decide if you win or lose your disputes, every dispute. Minimal royalty obligations regardless of sales, yeah. It should only be a percentage, shouldn't be a minimal. The franchise's financial condition is specifically identified as a concern. Many franchises have been sold, but not yet opened. Yeah, many franchises have been sold, but not opened. So what are they doing? And the primary trademark is not federally registered. So they have you're paying them all this money, and they don't even have registered their trademark yet. Which is like what? Guys, I know a guy who can help. Guys, I know a guy who can help them. They don't have trademarks yet. I know a guy for $800. No, $900. He'll full service you the trademark. You telling me they haven't even registered their primary trademark yet? This guy will do it for $950 lifetime. Lifetime. He'll even do renewals. We just pay for this. We get a 5-year and 10-year renewal. It only costs $450. You telling me that we didn't spend the money to trademark our effing logo? We can pay Frogan's lawyer the $450. No, we don't need a $950. We don't need a $950. We just need a $450. My gosh. What We're milking the crap out of our franchisees. Yeah, I don't know. Bricks, yeah, that's funny, Billy. Yeah. Holy moly, guys. I know a dude who'll do it for you. He'll renew 5 years, 10 years later for $450, man. God damn. That's bad. Oh, Mike Wu. He's the chief techno. Oh, wow. Well, no. Here's a list of people. Hold on a second. Armand McNeff. I see that he doesn't mention. Oh, Legally Mind. Okay. Yeah, this is his experience. Legally Mind. Matthew McNeff. Oh, also Legally Mind. Vice President of Marketing for Legally Mind. Reed Breamhall. Franchise since 2016. Darren Hicks. Who are these people? This guy is he's working 20 jobs. He also currently serves or has served as development for Kid to Kid, Uptown, Cheapskate Brands, Key Renter, RC, Point Labs, and Citywide. Mike Wu, probably the only Asian Mormon I know. He served as... Oh, no, he's not Mormon. He's from California. Mike becomes... Yeah, this is the litigation. Interesting. Okay, so that's the team. You got a team of 5 executives. Bricks and Minifigs does not provide financing and does not guarantee loans. Supply restrictions. You must buy certain products, software, signage, merchant processing services, gifted cards, systems, branded materials, and other items from approved sources. Yes. This is where they get you. This is where they get you. They have to approve of everything you buy. Everything you buy, they need to approve. So they can pick vendors that are overcharging you, and you don't really have the option to leave. What did Kobe say? What did Kobe say? Let me see. What's Kobe saying? Kobe, just repeat what you're saying. There's a time left. Mormons let Asians in way earlier than black. Okay, I don't know about that. I cannot speak to this. I'm not going to speak to that. How can the agreement be broken or terminated? The franchisee can end it. The agreement gives the franchisees very limited termination rights. Franchisees may terminate under the franchise agreement. So we'll copy paste this so we can see it here. Oh. Okay, we'll just read it here. Franchisees may terminate the franchise agreement under any grounds permitted by and subject to individual state laws. Remember, the state that you're part of may have more protective laws than the rights that you're currently being given. In practical terms, there is no broad contractual right to simply walk away because a business is unprofitable or you change your mind. If you stop operating, you can still, even if you choose to stop, you can still be liable for royalties, lease obligations, damages, other contractual obligations. How Bricks and Minifigs can terminate. The franchisor cannot terminate without cause, but it can terminate for default. So immediate termination, according to item 17 and the franchisee's agreement, termination can occur for Okay, so this is so if you commit a crime, they can terminate you. Bankruptcy or insolvency, abandonment, repeated defaults, misrepresentations, failure to comply with laws, non-payment of fees, repeated under reporting of sales, disclosure of confidential information, and other serious defaults. So, going back to the letter that was sent to Crystal had allegedly not paid royalties. So he had allegedly not paid rent, right? Rent is here. And so he had allegedly, you know, owed all this money for the purchase. So in total, I think they were saying she owed $98,000. Yes. So in total, she owed $97,300. So these are different numbers. So one number for royalties, one number for rent, and one number for the purchase of the franchise rights in franchise territory, right? Defendant has 5 days to cure. Failure to pay money owed. 30 days to cure most other defaults. So when money is owed, you only have 5 days or they can take over your store. Let me repeat that again. Money is owed if they think you owe money for rent, if they think you owe money for royalties, or if they think you owe money for, you know, not paying the purchase of the franchise, they will then take over the store in 5 days. That's why Brandon came in all of a sudden. Brandon was like, he came in, boom, kicked it out, and that was that. What happens after termination? Stop operating as Bricks and Minifigs, stop using trademarks, stop using confidential information, return manuals and proprietary materials, transfer websites and domain names, assign phone numbers, pay all money still owed, potentially allow the franchisors to purchase your assets. Look at this. Interesting. Yes, that's exactly what they tried to do. Purchase your assets. So what happens after 5 days and you cannot pay? You can purchase assets. Sheep animation, thank you for the $10. Wait, so Ben could use trademark in Oregon with no issues? So their primary trademark, I think, is this. Let me show you what Ben can and cannot use. I think Ben may have made a mistake in what he could use, because he had to use the other trademark. Let's see, where is it? So this is R means federally registered. Let me show you the difference. R is federally registered. So if you see a trademark like this, oh, I'm trying to click the image, but it's not showing me the image. Okay. So if you see a trademark like this with the R, it means it's federally registered. So the little R, right? So the other Bricks and Minifigs has a TM, I believe. So this is not registered federally. Let me see if I can find the logo. For instance, this has a TM. So a TM is it tells the public that you are claiming ownership, but it is unregistered. So Ben should hire me. I can help him. We steal from old people. So R means federally registered. TM means not registered, okay? It's just a warning sign. So TM means you didn't federally register it. We steal from old people uses this one here. Well, it looks like they added an R for some reason. So yes. So I think Ben would still be in trouble because he has a little R. So he used a multicolored one, which is registered. Right. Yeah, so TM means that you intend to trademark it eventually. R means it's actually federally registered. Right. So actually, Ben could be in trouble because it looks like he used the logo with the R. I have to find that logo. I haven't seen that logo. I'm assuming he just copied and pasted it. So some of their bricks and minifigs are not right. So again, this is not. This is. This is not. Yeah, this is not here. It doesn't even have a TM, so it's not registered. Yeah, so interesting question. I think the logo that he used, I don't know why he has an R in it then. Because it definitely has an R. So like all the inventory has an R on it. R means federally registered. So I don't know if like he made a mistake here and then copied and pasted it with the R. If he added the R himself, then yes, then it doesn't make a difference. So this would be fine. As long as it's not actually registered. So this might not be registered. I mean, I don't know why he added the R himself, right? Seems like, you know, it'd be more work to do. Okay, if the one he has a TM, it means it's not registered. So, interesting. I mean, I actually would be interested to debate that with Bricks and Minifigs. But I need to find the exact picture of this. Oh, ChatGPT just made it for him? R means federally registered. If he added the R, then there is a good case that he's not infringing on their trademark. Because, was registered May 5th. Okay, maybe we have to look at their new logos. But as of, oh, I have hiccups now. As of the, 2026 franchise agreement, it was not. Okay, non-compete. So here's the other sucky stuff. For 2 years after termination, 3 years in some circumstance, you cannot own or work in a competing business in the territory. You cannot operate within a 5-mile radius of a Bricks and Minifigs store. You cannot recruit employees. And you cannot divert vendors or partnership relations. So a lot of people are saying, hey, just get rid of Bricks and Minifigs. They have you under a non-compete. This is like an ironclad non-compete. Right? So they're going to sue the crap out of you if you open an independent Lego store. So, I don't know. That's what we need. That's what we need to know. Is this actually legal? But most importantly, there is an asset purchase right. So you don't even need to sell assets. Like even if you want to take the assets, the Bricks and Minifigs can purchase them. They will purchase the equipment and furnishing at fair market value. They will buy the inventory at cost minus 10% restocking fee. So less than cost. And then potentially the business itself will go through a appraisal process. This contract sucks. Okay? I don't think I need to tell you how much this contract sucks. But my question really becomes, out of the 300 plus franchisees, what percentage do you really think have actually read this or understood it? Remember, Crystal didn't have a lawyer. Crystal didn't have a lawyer. I'm almost certain that other guy doesn't have a lawyer. So what non-lawyer who's starting a business would have read all of this stuff? and understood it. Maybe like 2%, but it's got to be so low. It's literally, I mean, come on, we're still scrolling to the top. Look how many times litigation is mentioned. Litigation is mentioned on 23 pages. Which of these franchisees actually read about litigation? Not only do you have to read it, in Minnesota, you have to look at the statutes and all this stuff. Yikes. Yikes. Anyway, that is it, guys. Thank you so much for joining the live stream. I have hiccups now. I have hiccups, and yeah, enjoy. I'm gonna eat a nice lunch. Probably dumplings. We bought a lot of dumplings the other day. Yeah, Billy says the appraisal process is ran by Brandon and Josh. Yes, exactly correct. Brandon and his spy camera. He's giving the appraisal, right? So Brandon is in charge of appraisals, and the appraisal is he has a spy camera, and he goes to you as a secret shopper. And then eventually, you know, he's like, whoop, 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 right? Okay, anyway. Yes, we'll be here tomorrow again. Bye, guys.